Yo, what's going on? This is a build that I'm using for today's video, and I'm going to explain it as the video goes on. The main two things are the headbutt and the mouth guard abilities, and I'm going to explain why I use those, and why I don't use Juggernaut and stuff like that. But yeah. Now in the very first clip, I'm not using the build that I'm talking about. I just thought I'll put it in. So yeah, also I'd like to shout out Amir, as he suggested the headbutt and a few other things for the pycno. So I decided to give it a try and test it out. I did change a few things, but yeah. Now the reason that I use the headbutt over the normal bite is, first of all, the hit reg is way better. Second of all, it does knockback, which is actually pretty good, and I'm going to explain why. And third of all, it just does more damage. The only downside of a headbutt is that you take passive damage up to 25%, and if you pair that up with head slam, that should end up taking a decent amount of damage just from recoil, which for me doesn't really work, because I'm a player that doesn't like to get hit often and does the hitting, so lots of passive damage just doesn't really work out for me. So that's why I use the mouth guard, as it pretty much reduces it to nothing. Obviously you still take a little bit of damage, but yeah. Then before I 1v1'd a pycno on my conk, and he was using both of those, and he actually ended up killing himself through just hitting me. So yeah, so that's why I use mouth guard. And another reason why I don't like using Juggernaut is because it kind of forces you to play a certain way, and it's honestly very bad against smaller dinos, because the pycno's turn radius isn't very good. So and you're really big, even though you do have juke, people can just easily get past it. So yeah. Then another thing is, a lot of the time when you're fighting smaller stuff, you need to use your precise turn. And obviously Juggernaut makes it that you do 5% less damage while you're staying still. Obviously that 25% is really good, but that kind of caters towards stuff that are bigger than you, and especially isn't that very good in a 1v1 situation either. Whereas mouth guard, I'm just taking less damage from using head slam and headbutt, and it does add up. So yeah, and I don't have to play a specific way against everything. I can take it slow. I can slow down, and I don't have to constantly be moving around at a fast pace, and that way I get to save stamina and just get to play the fights different from having to be forced to play a certain way. So yeah, I would say Juggernaut is a lot better for fighting apexes and stuff, but honestly the pycno's already really good at fighting bigger stuff than it. It only really struggles against smaller stuff because of its turn radius. But the headbutt makes up for it because it's a very good hit reg, good damage, and it has knockback. And knockback just pretty much resets them every single time. They can't get really momentum going on, and when you play with a teammate, you can ping pong them around, and it works really well. It's really hard for people to get away, and it actually stops their running motion. So it resets every single time, so it pretty much just resets their acceleration to top speed, and it just gets really annoying for them. So yeah, also you're going to see it as the video goes on, I get a lot better, as pycno's just one of those dinos that you have to play to actually get good at. It's a lot different from all the other dinos, to be honest, so I promise I'm not absolutely garbage, I'm just getting used to the dino. Now another really handy thing about the headbutt and its knockback is that any flyers can't fly away from you if you consistently hit them with that headbutt, because knockback stops flyers from taking off, especially hatsies. You can kill hatsies really easily with headbutt. It's really nice, and honestly hatsies are like the most annoying thing, because they can usually get away, but because of the knockback they can't get away from you, so that's really nice. Now I also like to use brace legs over anything else, because you're the same speed as a conk, you're 25 faster than a meg, but you're very similar stamina to them. But the thing is, you can put them in the dust when you're going uphill and downhill, which is actually very often. Alderion loves to make their maps very hilly and with lots of cliffs, so brace legs is very good, and it just puts all the other stuff in the dust. You can catch alios and stuff uphill and downhill, and you can just absolutely dust anything else that doesn't also have brace legs, so it's actually really nice. And also I like to use the resilient scales. As you see, there's a lot of bleed conks and just a lot of things that have bleed, like the Styrac, Kentrol, and a few other things like Aloe and Tyrannotitan, and those are very common. More of Aloe Conk and Tyrannotitan are the more common ones, but yeah, I just like that resilient scales because it gives me 30% bleed and venom healing, which is, it can actually really save you. There's a lot of times where I'm about to bleed out and those scales just save me, so yeah, it's really nice. And then also the other thing that I was thinking about using was Second Wind for the head, as it increases your stam recovery for 150% after getting hit. So that paired up with the deep breaths times 2, that's like 230% increased stam recovery while trotting. That's crazy. You'd get like full stamina back. Definitely thinking about using it, but just because the amount of conks you see right now running bleed, I do use resilient scales. Also the healing ones are okay, but the thing is you have to survive the fight to even heal up. So that's why I prefer the other two over the healing scales. So yeah, I really like deep breaths because the pycno's got like the fastest trot speed in the game, and then deep breaths times 2 is 80% increased stam regeneration while trotting or just walking, so it's really good. So that's why I use that. It just pretty much lets me stay in the fight more and not have to run away and fully rest. I can just keep walking around, especially when I'm fighting smaller stuff and just anchoring down and just sitting in one spot. I'm just getting all my stamina back, so yeah. I also use the +3 attack damage subspecies of the pycno, so yeah. And another thing I want to talk about is I used to honestly hate on the pycno. I wasn't a very big fan of the pycno, as I would struggle a lot against smaller dinos because the bites hit reg was terrible and stuff would just do circles around you and you couldn't do anything. But with headbutt, it's a lot easier to hit the smaller stuff and it does more damage than the bite, so it's a lot more useful. And especially when you're in a team, you can just control the fight a lot better. And since then, honestly, pycno's like become one of my favourite dinos to play as a duo. So yeah, I still wouldn't put it in my top 5 for best solo dinos because of its turn radius, but in a team, this dino's the most fun, one of the most fun dinos to play, especially when you get good with it. You start to land your head slams and know when to use your headbutt and charge and jukes all together. It's really good, especially with a good duo. So yeah. Now in this video, there's going to be a lot of group fighting stuff. So me and my friend versus groups. Right now we've been fighting in Savannah the whole time against the same people consistently. They just keep switching dinos and we just keep killing them, and they just keep bringing more stuff back. So yeah. Now you're going to see the brace legs come in here. I'm catching up on this guy, even though he's 1150 speed. I'm 1.1, and obviously charge helped as well. But going uphill and downhill, you're actually faster than an alio if you use brace legs. Now for majority of the video, my friend doesn't have brace legs, so his survivability and kill potential isn't as good. So you see a lot of the time I'll be on the front line. So yeah. Now if anyone else has any specific ideas for certain builds that they really like or think are really good, you can always just comment down below, and I'll always give it a shot and just see if I like it and what I think of the build. Is the main point of the channel is just to figure out the best builds and the most efficient ones, and just it's very PvP orientated. I always want to have the best advantages I can get. So yeah, now you can see here we're 2v2ing other pycnos. These guys have horn swipe and the normal bite, and we absolutely decimated them. So yeah, also one of them did have home cave buff for the first few seconds of the fight. But yeah, now you can see that headbutt coming in, and that Hatsy just couldn't get away and he just got melted. So yeah, now we are at GP, and you know, if you've ever played official servers and went to GP, it's usually a lot of people teaming together or just a massive fight. It's just one or the other. So we decided to help the circles as there's no chance we can kill them. There's just no point of fighting circles. But you can see the circles actually turn on. So yeah, and I'm just ping-ponging this camp toe about. It's just making it really hard for him to get his momentum and get away. So yeah, it's really nice. Once again, that headbutt. That was the main game changer for me, was putting on that headbutt and putting on mouth guard, as I just, you know, can't afford to take up a bunch of damage over time, as it just becomes a problem in prolonged fights, especially if you're a good player and you don't get hit often. You know, just play it right. But to be honest, the pycno's very big. Just the model's very big. It's very long and it's very clunky, so you get stuck on a lot of things, which is really annoying. Obviously it's nice that it's tall because people can't use the water as an escape. What I mean by that is just like taller stuff, using it and making you swim. So yeah. But honestly, I wish the model was a lot smaller. Maybe not a lot smaller, but not as long. That way you just don't get stuck on everything all the time playing this thing. So yeah. Because the pycno is so tall, it kind of struggles against megs, to be honest, just because they're really low to the ground. But if you crouch, it helps a lot. But yeah, and also just like hitting the tail of the meg just doesn't register at all on the pycno. So yeah, you kind of have to hit the centre of the body and just be very accurate. So yeah, and also the head slam is very hard to land on megs, just because they have a great turn radius and once again just really low to the ground, whereas the pycno is pretty tall. It's pretty similar size to an aloe, which is quite a bit heavier than a pycno. Pycno stands at 3.5k, and you can see this guy bites his own teammate, and there's actually 3 megs here, and I managed to kill 2 of them and get out. I was just helping my friend who was on a Titan, and there was 3 of them killing her. So yeah, and I actually got away here because of the braced legs and got my health back, and you know, came back. Now these guys brought out a Titan to try to kill our Titan, and you know, I want to get a few hits in, not too many, just so I don't take too much damage. Just whenever the guy's got his back turned on me, just to make sure my Titan wins the fight, no matter what happens here. So yeah, but at the same time I don't want to get hit by my own Titan or the other Titan, just in case the megs come back and kill me, or if they bring something else, as they did bring that Titan. So yeah, you just never know. Want to be safe, and you know, I get the few hits in just to make sure that my Titan wins the fight. And you can see the meg does end up coming about, and my Titan's really low, but I'm actually pretty good on health, so I could easily win this. This guy just starts running to the water. The only bad thing about the headbutt is, you know, the knockback does like push them forward, and that sometimes helps them get away to the water and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the trade-off. Now here I get into a 1v1 with a conch, but honestly it gets a little bit awkward, as you're going to see he's going to start using rocks to you know, use it as cover. I'm not really moving around too much, not just precise timing. I also don't want to use juke because it's something like that where he just kind of gets behind me as a juke. That's more of a timing thing. So yeah. Now here, he does start using those rocks and it gets really annoying. And you know, because I don't have a great turn radius, it's really hard to like cut this guy off. unless I hit one headbutt on him, it'll be able to just knock him away from the rocks. That way I can get enough distance and actually kill the guy. And you can see I managed to do that, and he dodges my juke, so fair play. But he's actually not done a lot of damage to me. I could easily 1v2 conks, honestly. So yeah, I use that charge to gain distance and kill the guy. Now a random titan comes about and tries chasing me, but I've got my friend here who's also just mains his titan all the time, and it's pretty easy for him to win. Once again, I put on damage on the titan just to make sure that my titan wins the fight, and without a doubt, no matter what happens. There's not, trying to get as much damage as I can before my titan gets in the fight with this one. At the same time, don't want to take any crazy damage, just in case anything comes in third parties, or he brings a friend and they end up killing me. So yeah. Now also when playing the pycno, it does reward you for playing the slow game. What I mean by that is the scutes, they build up over time. Every 15 seconds you have to be out of combat for the scutes to go up. So just keep that in mind, but every 15 seconds you get 5% armor, which is pretty good. So yeah, but honestly a lot of the time I like to be in and out. I don't like to play long game unless I'm fighting in Apex in a 1v2 scenario. So yeah, now charge this guy and take a lot of fall damage. Honestly, most of the damage that I take in this fight is just from fall damage. Now once again, this Hatsy just can't get away because the headbutt just knocks it back consistently, so you just can't take off. It's just a free kill from there, as long as there's not a massive cliff to protect him. So yeah, now you can see there's a kilo right here too. I hit the charge on him, and now he's going uphill, so those brace legs are going to come in, and you can see they also have a Latin. Now you can see the hit reg isn't the best, and honestly I missed some of the hits as well. But I'm going to be playing the pycno a lot more, and I'm going to get a lot better with it. I'll start to figure out the headbutt and stuff like that, and just where to be in the placement to make sure I get the most out of the hits. You see we've got another pycno and an alio, and this guy's pretty much dead. There's nothing you can do besides get on top of a rock. So yeah. But he does have a good turn radius, so that is one thing. Now he's just kind of a free kill because he's not even fighting back at this point. He's just running, and he's not doing a good job of it because there's a lot of hills nearby. So I'm just way faster than this guy, and this Latin's already low, so all I need to do is land one shot and I kill him. So yeah. Now a conk comes about. The thing is with conks, they can always just get in the water, so it's hard to secure the kill. But you can see the albino Hatsy comes back, and once again there's nothing he can do besides just fight. He just won't be able to take off. And it's always, make sure you always carry something in your mouth or a mouth guard, or else it's just useless. And it's honestly really easy, like there's always items about. Anyway, we're gonna fight with this group. I'm pretty sure some of them were the same guys from earlier. As you can see, that killer skin is pretty similar. And those guys actually ended up killing their own alio, so that was nice. And I just got away. Now these guys did end up splitting up, and we cornered this Akilo on the rock. Now I couldn't get up, but the alio's got a really good jump height, so he can easily get up. We've already put enough damage on the Akilo for the alio to win the 1v1 in a face fight. So yeah. Now we are expecting this guy to come down at some point, and you can see he does, and I get a hit on him, and I just ping pong him around and get the kill. Now the knockback is really annoying, as it just resets you, so a lot of players don't know how to deal with it. Like this baby titan, adolescent titan, was with the group, so we decided to kill him, as he was helping the guys, and he just does a lot of damage over time and just bleed. And it also just helps out bring the guys back if they are about. know, it's really good to kill babies when people run away from you, because then they're forced to come and protect their baby, and then they're forced to fight you. So yeah. Now a conch does end up coming about. My friend knocks him off the cliff and he takes a bunch of damage. But the water's right there, so you can always just escape. So that's the thing with a conch. But you're gonna see this guy gets overly aggressive, and I'm gonna punish him for it. Now my friend goes in, and you know, he misses, but the skunk is really close, and I get the hit on him as he's hitting my friend's tail, and he just dies. So yeah. Now we do finish off this titan. He was just a nuisance throughout the fight. It was just really annoying. So yeah, we took care of the guy, and at that point we switched server. It's the server reset. Now I seen this stego killing a kilo in a 1v1, and I was just creeping up on them, waiting for my friend to get around. That way we could take the 2v1, but he did have a baby around with him, so yeah. Now I'm not sure if this guy was adult. I don't think he was, honestly. He doesn't look that big, but honestly most stegos don't look that big. So yeah, stegos just don't really have a big model, so yeah. Now I don't like to use the head slam too often unless I've got it perfectly lined up, as if you miss, it takes away some of your stamina and it just dazes you, which makes you not be able to hit or run. And especially in big brawls, if you miss one of those head slams, it's very costly, especially when there's like an aloe or dazzle or any type of apex about. You're going to take a lot of damage, especially Tyrannotine. That would be the biggest one. So yeah, so you just make sure you line up your head slams really well, as it can cost you a lot and probably get you killed and lose the fight. Now when I play the pycno, I like to play in open areas, and you know, if there's hills and stuff nearby, it's nice. But the reason I like to play in open areas is just because this thing's clunky and you get stuck and you just don't want that. So yeah. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of pycno gameplay coming up, as me and my friend are really liking it, and we're gonna get try to get really good with it. So yeah, as honestly it gives us the best chance against bigger groups, because we're mostly a duo, you know, and the great stamina, the damage, honestly, the damage and just like the survivability of this thing is really good, and that's kind of what I need, is something with decent survivability, good stamina and good damage to take on bigger groups when we're way outnumbered. So yeah. Now here, me and my friend get into a fight with this group, and as you can see, they've got 2 megs, Tyrannotine, and a conch, and they're also going to bring hats. So yeah. Now I didn't want to fight near the Tyrannotine, as it's just very dangerous. You know, that's what's going to get me low, and the small stuff can finish me off. So yeah, I just didn't want to stick around, but my friend was having a lot of success, but he did take a decent amount of damage. So yeah. Whereas I tried to play it a lot more safe, which honestly is a mistake from both me and him. We should have been playing together more and should have decided on what we wanted to do. So yeah, that was a mistake that honestly cost us some his life. But you can see I do end up killing the conch, and now I don't really want to stay here unless I can get another kill, as it's a pretty hard fight to win. So I just get my distance, trot away, and get away till my friend is able to get back here. Also, the really nice thing about it being a duo is, you know, if one of us dies, it's not that hard to waste on one or just meet up, as there's only 2 of us, so it's really nice. Now, these are the same guys. This time they have an aloe in 2 megs, which is very winnable, so yeah. Now we do want to focus the megs, as the aloe's a lot tankier and it actually does a lot of damage if we get hit by it, which could just open that opportunity for the megs to actually kill us. So yeah, just I tried to avoid this aloe. Obviously I charged him here, as he did have his back turned, but I missed, and I actually used the juke to redirect it right into one of the megs, and it actually does a lot of damage to him, which is really nice. Now Obviously, because we want to focus the megs doesn't mean that we're not going to leave the aloe untouched, especially when he's just got his back turned on us. So yeah. Now, you did see me use a head slam there and juke, but I actually missed, which was very, very unfortunate. And then Meg got a couple of free bites on me. Now, I'm getting pretty low in stamina, which is an issue, but I do get this Meg really low and he keeps getting stuck. I keep using that knockback to just keep him in a corner and actually kill the Meg. Now the aloe gets close and he actually gets decent amount of hits on me, which was annoying. And I tried to charge that Meg, but I just missed, so that was unfortunate. So at this point I'm really low on stam and I want to keep moving to put distance on the aloe. But you're gonna see these guys end up bringing out a conch, which is very unfortunate. And I'm really low on stam. Now, I know that, and I turn back and I actually catch this guy fully resting, and the headbutt just fully misses, which is, yeah, it sucks. But my friend did kill the Meg, so that was nice. Now at this, not the Meg, the conch, sorry. So yeah. Now he got this aloe to chase him all the way from Green Valley to Dried Lake, and he was separated from his group. So now me and my friend could take a 1v2 against the aloe. And he already put on plenty of damage on this guy, so it's not going to take much to kill him, as he's been consistently in combat and he wasn't able to heal from the last fight. So you can see we easily deal with him, and I teabag him because there was a lot of these guys and it really got annoying at some point. But yeah, it's all fun. So yeah, now you can see they bring a Titan, a Hatsy, and a couple of other things. Now as soon as I get the chance to hit this Hatsy out of the sky with the knockback, I'll keep him there and he won't be able to get away. So it's going to be, as soon as this Hatsy makes one mistake, it's over for him, especially if the Titan isn't nearby to stop us from punishing him. So yeah. Now you can see he actually flies away for the now, and another Hatsy comes about. There's two of them now, and you're going to see there's going to be a lot of Hatsies. And this guy tried to roll me, and I hit him with knockback, charged him, which also does knockback, and we just keep him on the ground, and he just can't take off, and my friend head slams him to finish off the kill, and the Titan was too slow to get to us, so we just got away. So yeah. Now once again, these guys just keep trying to roll, but if you make one mistake and it makes you land, or if we hit you, it's over. You're not going to be able to take off again because of that knockback. So yeah, and we pop deep breaths just in case, because we do trot out a lot, especially when nothing's nearby. And this guy missed, lands, and now he's just got no option but to fight. And a lot of Hatsies don't know that, and they just try and run, but that just does nothing for them and just gets them killed without leaving any damage on us. Then we switch server, and these are the same guys. Now they were fighting an Amarga this whole time. So me and my friend watched the whole entire fight, let them get low from the Amarga, let them take the fight with the Amarga. They take plenty of damage, and we just wait for the fight to be finished. Now there was the Amarga, if he just kept running, maybe he could have got away, but from the Titan at least. But the small stuff was consistently on him, and he just ends up dying. Now me and my friend start getting a lot closer, and you can see these guys start eating the body, but we don't want to go in just yet, as usually when the fight's just finished, you'll see people start resting, and that's what we're waiting for, is one of them to fully rest and get the drop on him. And that's exactly what happens. He fully rests and you get a charge on him and kill him. Now these guys are, especially the smaller stuff, is decently low from the Amarga, especially because of that stomp. It's got radius, so it just hits everything. So yeah, you can see we killed 2 conchs off the bat, and the other stuff just ran away and left the Titan. So yeah, and you can see there's also just a Hatsy up in there, but he didn't do much. Now I did end up dying at some point, and I spawned all the way in Hunter's Thicket, but I did third party this Lambio, there was a Lambio and a Miragaya fighting this Rex, and I third partied them, and got the kill on the Lambio, got myself a trophy and got myself right back to adult. Now my friend took the fight with this bigger group and he just took a lot of damage way before I could get there. Now that was a misclick, by the way. I didn't mean to head slam, I meant to just headbutt, and I missed, so that was unfortunate. But I did get that big charge off on the conch, which was nice. And you can see they've got a bunch of stuff. They've got megs, conchs, hatsies, 2 hatsies, and I take a lot of fall damage here, which is actually pretty bad. That just makes the fight a lot harder to win. But yeah, as long as I can kill at least someone, I'm good with that. That would do me just enough. And I head slam this guy and knock him away, and I do actually a lot of damage to this guy, so he starts taking off. But I just keep him down with that headbutt. Now this guy's just trying to cliffbait, but fails and falls off, which is yeah. And this meg is just behind me. I don't really want to juke, as he might just get right past me. There's nothing I could do. There was way too many, and I was already way too low from the fall damage. Now I'm here, we're still fighting the same guys. You know, there's just a bunch of different people. But yeah. Same thing, conchs, hatsies, megs, and just that overlap. I just don't understand why these hatsies don't never learn. They just keep landing and trying to get away from the knockback when you can't. The best thing they could do is just fight, instead of consistently running. But yeah, it's also a little bit hard to focus the hatsies sometimes. When you've got a bunch of just like minions all around you, just a horde of just people, and you know, you can't just take damage consistently unless you're like a very tanky apex, as it does just add up. Now another problem here was it was raining and these guys had Riptide, so we were wet, so they did an extra 35% damage on the attacks, which really showed here, as we got really low really fast. So yeah, we could have waited out the rainstorm, but that would have took quite a while, so we just decided that we're gonna fight. Now I told my friend to keep running, and I crouched in this bush, and the conch ran right into me and I got the kill on him, and we ended up just getting away, which was really nice. Yeah. Now we've been fighting these guys for a while, and they just keep bringing more and more stuff, and every time we die we just get back, as it's really easy to get back as a duel compared to as a bigger group. Obviously unless hatsies, you're playing a hatsies easily get back, because they can just fly around the whole entire map like it's nothing. So yeah, once again just decimating another hats. Yeah, you're gonna see we kill actually quite a lot of hatsies. So yeah, now I got away from fighting the group. They brought a bunch of patches and stuff, and my friend died, and I was fully resting, and this guy just like walks right past me, which is crazy. Yeah, and I end up getting up and just you know, I was surprised that the guy didn't see me, honestly. I thought I was so dead. Yeah, now here I just start 1v1 in a hatsie again. Same thing, I mess up though, because I head slam here and I daze myself, and so I just consistently headbutting them, stop them from getting up into there. So yeah, unless you make the mistake, the hatsie's not going to be able to get away from you. So yeah. Another thing about the really good thing about the knockback is that all hatsies use the barrage, and when you knock them back they miss like 2 hits of the barrage, so they do way less damage. Once again, the guy just couldn't take off. Now here, me and my friend met up, we went to Whistling Columns, and we started fighting this Styrac, who is adult by the way. It may not look like it anymore, just because the Styrac's model got changed and it's a lot smaller. So yeah, now he does have a patchy friend and a Kentrel friend that you're going to see come around. So yeah, we're going to fight those guys as well. There you go, the patchy's here. Now I don't really care about the patchy, it is going to do chip damage, but it doesn't do anything crazy. I do really want to get the kill on the Styrac, but he does have a good turn radius, and there's a lot of trees that I get stuck on. So he does a good job of utilising the surroundings and his turn radius. But yeah, also it can be actually really annoying to hit patches as they're quite small themselves. So yeah, you kind of have to hit the centre. Yeah. But yeah, the Styrak gets away, my friend loses him. So we just start chasing this Patchy. Now this Patchy's whole plan is just to run to the home cave and just get home cave buff so we can't hit him. Now if we keep him in combat though, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, if we can manage to hit him right before he gets to the home cave, we'll be able to get a kill on him easily. So yeah, you can see the whole entire team just split up instead of all fighting us. Honestly, if they just all fought us, they could have put up a way better fight. But they all just split up. You can see my friend hits the Patchy and we just kill him instantly before he even gets to the home cave. So the Patchy dies, but the Styrak got away, which is fine, because we actually end up finding the Kentro again and then fighting them. And the Kentro's not going to be able to get away. And honestly, if they didn't get separated, they would have put up a way better fight and could have potentially won it. So yeah. Now, it is really annoying fighting in areas like this because they're very dense and have a lot of foliage, and you just get stuck on a lot of things, especially with something as big as the pycno, with not such a great turn radius. So yeah. And this guy did a good job of just doing circles and getting us stuck on trees. But yeah, honestly, I feel bad for the Kentro and the Patchy, as they both stood and fought, but the Styrak just ran away and just left his buddies behind to die. So yeah, which is crazy. I'd be pretty mad if that was my friend and he just let me die, especially after I just saved him. But yeah, seeing we just killed the Kentro. Now here I could hear a circle, or we could hear something, we just weren't sure what it was, and that circle just came out the woods and we got the jump on my friend. But he's decently far away from the water, and he's not that tanky either, so we could get the kill on this guy, especially with the knockback and just keeping him away. It's another thing I really like about not having Juggernaut. I don't have like the head slams. I can just head slam it right in someone's face without momentum and not losing 5% damage on them, which is really nice. So yeah, and honestly, because you get stuck quite often, that's also another thing about Jug. You just lose a lot of momentum quite often on the pycno. But yeah, now you can see I get the kill on.